Mm-hmm.
So, hey, Tiffany, how are you?
Great.
And so it's been a year, last October, when you first came to Oklahoma City to a weekend retreat and Tap Fast.
Yeah.
And tell us how your life has been since.
Overall, it's been amazing. Just major changes, major healing, and it's been a year, and I have no physical pain in my body right now, and I just it's been a huge learning process. Just learning how to tap. I initially thought that when I came to FasterEFT that Robert was going to tap on me, and then all my problems would be healed, and I would just leave and be better. But I learned that it's a thinking system, and I had to learn to change my thinking, and so it's been amazing.
So when you said it's a thinking system, you came to FasterEFT, your friend Heather, her body she healed her body was getting better, her health was getting better. You came to Oklahoma City and you were tapped on, but it didn't stop there. I mean, you did have pain before you came up, and then you had less pain or no pain, and then you went back to the rest of your world. So what happened after that? Did all of a sudden all your pain disappear? What happened?
Well, so initially it was amazing because the first couple of days, I would go, it was like my brain was settling, like my brain was shifting and kind of putting things in its new place. And so I would have sometimes some sensations of pain and then not. And then it did that for a few days, and I was able to get off of my fibromyalgia medication, which was amazing and huge, and I actually was able to stay off of it. And so I was like, wow, this is awesome. But I did learn something that when I'm dealing with stress, that I can stuff it in my body and I can create, stiffness, and I can, create pain. So I just, I'm learning, to deal with my emotions and deal with my memories that are tough, and tap, and it goes away.
So when you're talking about it goes away, here it is, you have real pain, and how bad was your pain before you came?
It was severe. It was chronic. It was, I gave in my video, I gave references like, it feels like a knife. It feels like glass in my back, it was all over. It was enough to make someone want to vomit. It was enough to make someone want to commit suicide. It was very intense.
Okay, and so since then we addressed your emotions, the events that happened. When you were in the chair, because if people watch the video, we don't know really what was going on inside your head.
Yeah.
What was going on as you were being tapped on?
Yeah, as I was being tapped on, it was intense. I felt like the session was it was like a ping pong game, I felt like it was going to one intense memory and then going to something funny or happy. And it was very intense. But mainly I was going to early childhood traumas. The main memories that were addressed was a date rape situation, my stepdad trying to kill me. I'm trying to think of the other ones that were addressed in there. The date rape. And then it was childhood, a very intense, I was very young, and my real dad tried to kill my mom, and that's where I started with the fear of knives. And so we went all over the place. I thought that, I was I'm gonna get every really major tough memory, so we just went all over the place.
And so after the session, you went and sat in your chair. What was going on then, the moment you sat down? What was your head like? What was your mind like?
It was stirred. I mean, I felt amazing. I was so happy that I didn't have pain. But it was kind of how can I explain it? It was just my thoughts were kind of all over the place, and it just took a couple days for everything to settle. And
and then, of course, one of the big issues you had back then was that you couldn't sleep.
Yes.
And then, how was your sleeping since?
It's been amazing. I mean, overall, initially like the first few months of leaving, my initial session with Robert was phenomenal. And then I started doing what I used to do at night again. I'd start thinking. And so I started I've created this little system for myself, but at night, if there's something that happened during the day that I'm running from or not addressing, I'll tap, I'll, do affirmations, I'll do something at night productive with my mind, and then I go to sleep. But I've slept overall really well. Mm-hmm.
Very good. So you're tapped on, and the question really is, have you been using it, and how often? And will you say this tapping in your daily ritual, your daily life, has it made a difference, or does it make a difference?
It makes a difference. I tap when I need to, and sometimes it's several times a day. Sometimes it's none during the day, but if I need it, I'm doing it. And sometimes this is what I'm learning now I thought, well, we moved, and I thought, oh, I don't have time to tap. But then I learned that was not a good idea. So I got to make time to tap, because I had negative consequences from that. It was actually very stressful, and I'm like, duh, this helps with stress, And so I'm learning that it's important to keep it as a part of my lifestyle. And I'll share in the last year, one of the coolest tapping I guess that I've done with myself was I found out that an older neighbor of ours had cancer. And so typically what I would have done, I probably would have gone into a intense mourning, crying, depression, whatever. So instead, I noticed it. I was like, okay, he's got cancer. All right. And I felt the emotions. I stayed out in my car before I went into the house, with the children. And I stayed out in the car, and I kind of asked myself some questions, and I tapped through it, and I cried, and I let it go. And I went to Virginia Beach. I saw him. I loved him. It was totally different, where before I would have been like, oh, I'm not going to spend time with him because he's already going to die. And, I would have just been really triggered. So anyways, that was probably one of the most monumental tapping that I've personally done with myself.
And so one of the things, we worked with while you're in the chair was the death of your mother-in-law. And also during this time period is when all the pain began.
Yep.
And also, I think you had even said that before you even came to FasterEFT, you had a stiffness in your neck, and you tapped that away as well. Is that correct?
Yeah. Before I came to FasterEFT, I watched a video, and it was the one on pain and shame. This one woman, amazing video. And that one, I had peripheral neuropathy, and it was in my neck, and it was the numbness and tingling in my arms, legs, hands, and feet. And so that I tapped away before I came to FasterEFT, just using that video. So yeah, when I was in the chair, Robert addressed, the death of my mother-in-law, and I never connected fibromyalgia with the death of my mother-in-law. I never put the two together. I knew that I got it right around the same time after I found out that she had terminal cancer. But addressing it was amazing. I literally feel like I just carried all of her pain and suffering and just put it in my body and just kept it there for many years. And when Robert addressed it, it just brought a peace. It was because all I could remember in my mind was when she died, we went into the room right after she died, and there was a very intense look on her face, and it scared me, and it made me sad. So that's what I held on to. I didn't hold on to my memories of at the wedding and how awesome that was, or just being with her and hugging her and painting her nails, and you know what I mean? I didn't remember those wonderful memories as holding on to one really painful memory. And so what Robert was able to do was help me to focus on the happy memories. It was huge for me. It was huge.
And also apparently to help you transition with this new person that had cancer, you made peace with it, and then you went into something that's even more healthier.
Yeah, definitely, because before, it wasn't just them. I literally had, in 2.5 years, I had my father-in-law pass away, my uncle, my one friend, she was 32, she had a blood clot. Just different friends had and family members had died, and I was in a continual state of mourning. I could not get out of it. And I mean, there were even people that I didn't even know, I wasn't even close to, and I was mourning over them. And so I just was in this continual, like, depressed state. So with what Robert was able to do with me in the chair, working on my mother-in-law, it kind of gave me like a, you know, just something that I can repeat in the future for, you know, grief and loss.
So if you were to talk to someone out there, they have fibromyalgia, from your own personal experiences, what is fibromyalgia?
From my own personal experiences, fibromyalgia is, you know, people don't want to hear this, but, you know, I don't want to hear it, but it's emotions and it's memories just kind of stored in the body.
Yeah, and you've tried a lot of stuff.
Yes.
What kind of stuff have you tried to help get rid of fibromyalgia?
I have tried biofeedback. I've tried self-hypnosis, you know, through the VA. I tried years and years of counseling. I've tried, what are the other things I tried? I did homeopathy, you know, herbal remedies. I did tons of prescription stuff. I did brain-based therapy, very expensive. I did microcurrent. I did the whole diet changes. I tried yoga. I tried exercise. I tried all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, it's just amazing going from being very sick in a bed for a very long time, feeling like I have no hope, no future, to now being able to cook and clean and love my husband and my children. And that's been huge for me. And then also, like, I just spent, I mean, it's so amazing. I went to Oklahoma in October of 2013, and then I went in February of 2014 for a week. And then I went in June for the level 2 training, and then now I just went for 1 week. And it's amazing because there's no way that I would have been able to. I usually could do about 2 days worth of something, and then I had completely had to crash. I've been going for like a week. I've been staying up with practitioners. We've had so much fun giggling and laughing, and just doing, and just talking about this process and what we're learning and growing and everything, and it just wouldn't have been possible. And so I know this works. I'm like putting on makeup again. I'm doing my hair. I'm just showering. These things are huge. Like, I was very, very sick before, I'm doing all these things, and yeah, it's really a powerful technique. And then even being able to go to the trainings has been amazing, but then even working with my own clients, it's such a powerful technique. I am so blown away at how, I've just scratched the surface of my knowledge of FasterEFT, and what I know just from the basics is able to help people with their addictions, with migraines, with pain, with grief and loss, depression, anxiety. It's a simple technique that is very powerful, and it works for people. So I've really enjoyed working with clients, and I'm so grateful because I've been given my life back, and I just hope that other people can feel hopeful so they can have the same thing.
So, somebody's out there. What would you tell them to do? What would you encourage? What would you say? How would you, if somebody said, "Hey, Tiffany, this will work for you," what could you tell them?
Well, I would just say try FasterEFT. It's amazing. It doesn't matter. And the thing is it doesn't matter if you have fibromyalgia, you have arthritis, you have emotional challenges, you have PTSD. It really doesn't matter. This addresses, FasterEFT addresses all these different things: grief and loss, pain, addiction. It addresses all of these things, and I would just say try it because it works. And it's like anything. If I go to the gym once for the entire of my life, it's not going to be that helpful. But FasterEFT is something that you want to continue to use. It's a belief system. And it will completely change your life.
Very good. Thank you so much. It's been 1 year.
Yeah.
The question people always ask: how long does it last?
It keeps lasting. I mean, yeah, it just keeps going on and on.
Congratulations. Good job.
Thank you.